is the area around Guwahati like? Is it, I imagine that IIT. What is that?
IIT
Institute?
Guwahati,
एक टिस भी है ना गुवाहाटी में.
TISS
TIS
भी
भी
है.
है,
टिस
IIT
भी है.
गुवाहाटी भी है,
इतना सब
सब
कुछ क्यों है गुवाहाटी में?
all of
मतलब ये
that.
क्या
दिस इज अ
पॉइंट है?
लिटिल रैंडम.
क्या
नहीं, so
पॉइंट है?
so all of that is not inside Guwahati. It's so the Brahmaputra touches Guwahati, right? South Guwahati. So the main city is South Guwahati, and then there is something called North Guwahati, which is not really a part of the city, but it has all the IIT and the TIS and the hospitals and the factories and all those things. So North Guwahati is where all that shit is. I have never seen IIT Guwahati. I've never been there. I've been to North Guwahati, but I've not seen IIT Guwahati or IITIS or any of those because it's too far away.
Himanshu,
वहाँ
if somebody was to come to the Northeast for the first time, what would you recommend them? Like how to explore the Northeast? Or किसी को. By this I mean like me. Like
Dude, Himanshu has
yeah, because
taken
I
me on
intend
that.
to do that.
He's
हाँ.
taken me on that trail, I think.
Oh
yeah,
हाँ, तुम लोग ने एक शॉर्ट फिल्म भी शूट किया ना तभी.
हाँ,
Which year was this of college?
it was
2017.
the
No, sorry,
Jajabor.
second year.
It was
second
called
year.
Jajabor. Can I say this
Yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
live?
Yeah.
It is called Jajabor, in which
हाँ.
I am the protagonist. I am the protagonist because Himanshu wanted to shoot something.
हाँ.
So
Yeah.
I remember what happened. उस समय I had a Canon camera, Canon 60D, and I had just started using a vintage lens. And the photos that came out of that vintage lens was really good. It was a Canon FD 50mm 1.2. If you guys know about it, it's like a very pretty lens. Okay, and currently even I don't have it now.
तूने
So
ये डिग्री फिल्म भी अपनी उस पे ही शूट की थी ना?
some of the bits, I think, some of the bits. So that time, I wanted to really try out the lens for video, and I wanted to see how the visuals come out. Na? I wanted to color it, learn from it. So I kept telling Bharat ki walk into the frame, do this, do that. So we went to different places, and whatever was in front of us, we really, uh, we just improvised. So I remember like walking with Bharat in Shillong, early morning, 5 o'clock or something, and we were hungry. We needed breakfast, but there was no breakfast. So
Yeah.
we were just walking around Shillong looking for food. So I made a video out of that. And there are lots of still frames. It's just Bharat walking around, and the way Shillong is now, it's a very pretty hill station, right? And the way hill stations are, right, like it goes really steep sometimes, and then really high, and then there's a whole like mountain range in the back, but the city in the front. So we got some pretty shots, and then we went to
भाई
uh,
सबसे फ्रीकी चीज क्या है आदित्य अबाउट द होल वैली व्हाटएवर इज दैट एट रैंडम टर्न्स ना यू विल फाइंड ऐसे ग्रीन पार्ट्स और उसके ऊपर ग्रेवयार्ड
What
like
the fuck?
no boundaries nothing like on the hill
Okay.
like you're driving and the whole hill is filled up of like these Christian.
I'll explain. So basically, it's mostly Christians there, and different families have taken up different hills,
Yeah.
hillocks, not even hills,
Right.
and they have created like a family cemetery. So if you drive from Shillong onwards to Sora, Cherrapunji, you
Okay.
will see.
Cherrapunji is that place which is famous for it. It used to
Yeah.
rain every day over
It's
there,
the
right?
second most wet place
अच्छा,
in
अब
the
नहीं
world.
होता. Okay.
अब है
No
मौसम
joke,
खराब.
no jokes over there. But अब नहीं होता. अब नहीं
नहीं
होता.
होता है
तो किसी ने
बारिश तो
आर्टिकल लिखा था क्लाइमेट चेंज के ऊपर कि
मैं
चेरापूंजी का भी क्लाइमेट बदल गया बिकॉज ऑफ क्लाइमेट चेंज.
I'll just tell you this, okay?
हाँ.
If you want to see Shillong ka rain, I'll give you a heads up. There's a
हाँ.
very specific time when it
Okay.
rains. When if like it rains throughout the year, but there's a very specific time when it rains very heavy, and which is why it's the most rainiest place on earth. So if you go during those days, it's just 3 to 4 days or like a week. If you go during those days, na, you will see something that you've never seen before. You'll see
Okay.
it's almost like somebody's opened a shower on top of your head. It's that much like full force wala jo shower hota hai na, it's like that on top of the whole place.
भाई
And
हम जब गए थे तो सूखा पड़ा था वहां पे.
हाँ, we went
Okay.
there. हाँ, but उसी के कुछ ही दिन बाद it became, so you have to really know when it happened, and it starts from Guwahati. तो गुवाहाटी में अगर crazy बारिश चालू हो गई ना, तो you can be rest assured that शिलोंग में होने वाली है. And शिलोंग में होने से बस it's just you have 1 day's planning to do. मतलब आज गुवाहाटी में बारिश चालू हुई है तो तेरे को मतलब आज ही गाड़ी पकड़ो, शिलोंग जाओ,
और चलो।
क्योंकि एंड वंस यू गो देयर ना, इट गेट्स, वहां पे इतना ट्रैफिक होता है, इतने लैंडस्लाइड्स होते हैं, इतना फ्लडिंग होता है रास्ते में, कि एक बार जाओगे तो तुम ऐसे प्लान करो कि मैं 2-3 दिन, 4 दिन, हफ्ते के लिए जा
वही।
रहा हूँ, and I'll see the crazy part of it. I'll probably have to forget coming back right now. It's like that. It's that bad.
By
भाई
the way,
प्लान
तू
करते हैं।
इसका ज्यादा बात नहीं किया, but we also have a video on our channel of you guys, you do flood relief also, no, every year, क्योंकि हर साल असम में मतलब
Yeah.
अलग ही लेवल का बाढ़ आता है. So
So
when does that, what month is that when that happens? Is it the same month every year?
yeah. Wait, I'm telling you when it is in the middle of the year. March, April, May, June, July, September. Anytime. It's not. It's थोड़ा unpredictable. But what happens is गुवाहाटी में दो सीजनल मॉनसून्स आते हैं, एंड दो टाइप के रेन फ्लडिंग होते हैं. एक होता है फ्लडिंग विच इज द रिवर फ्लडिंग. You won't notice it because there won't be any rain. It'll just be like the river water is rising, and very basic rain. So you will not see it, but there will be flooding in different parts of Assam. So you need to keep an eye out for that. But then there is also like rain flooding. There's a river flood and a rain flood basically.
Correct.
So you need to know which one's coming, which one's about to happen. You get it, newspaper में दिख जाता है. And the river flood is the bad one. Because
That
the
is
river,
that is what makes the news, that everything is flooded and there are villages that get drowned and all that.
yeah. So a
When
lot
does
of
it
times
come
you
in
see
this
कि
time?
like you can also like newspaper में ये भी दिखता है कि जैसे बिहार में भी हो रहा है, उड़ीसा में भी हो रहा है.
Correct.
I don't know if it's all connected. It could be.
Isn't there, मैंने लास्ट ईयर जब गया था तब मैंने इसके बारे में पढ़ा था that China apparently releases
So the river
water
flood
from
is
some
that.
dam. Yeah.
The river flood
Mention
is
that.
the
Yeah.
flood on the Brahmaputra river, which is connected, like it comes via China, and China kind of has they have a barrier on it.
They have
So
a dam. Yeah.
they open that dam sometimes and it floods.
So it's avoidable, you mean? It's
It's a
man-made.
man-made disaster
Yeah.
apparently. I've seen some videos. There are many people who keep fighting with the government to
So
create a
apparently
panel.
the Indian government has been fighting this
Oh
for a
shit.
while, matlab for a very long time apparently.
Oh
So
damn.
there is not a single body, like a body of 5-6 people, some from India, some from China, who discuss this. Apparently, there is nothing. There is no panel of people who can, communicate between India and China. That's something that it's required, right?
Anyway,
What
on that light note, we have started the Discontent Podcast episode 109 with 20 people joining us and a lot of people. मैं एक second Xylus करके किसी ने comment किया and he said, "Finally, boys got RG. We have arrived." So just letting you know if you have
he's coming, he's
interviewed,
coming.
he's
You have
coming
to
on the
wait.
way. He's on the. Actually, time हमने 7 बजे का रखा था to do this podcast, but sir आए नहीं. तो हमने सोचा हम 10 बजे तक continue करते हैं and then we'll see if he shows up. He shows up. You know,
he's
we
not
might have
showing.
gotten a fake RGV number also because you never know. He never lets you know his next move. So, yeah.
Hey, but I wanted to talk to
हाँ
Himanshu about
हाँ
a
बता.
little. मेरे को बात करनी थी, since we talk about films and all. What is like the film industry there? Can we talk about that? Like, is there a film scene in Guwahati or Assam in general or the Seven Sisters?
There is for sure, and you will never see those movies because the mainstream films that are made here, it's almost like any other place. Jo, like there, a lot of them feel like they're like Golmaal types. Do you get me?
Like random comedies. Like,
Comedies and stuff, and then there are some dramas as well. What I see, I'm just coming out. I'm just still talking about the posters and the trailers and stuff because a lot of these movies even I don't watch.
तूने भी नहीं देखी है basically.
मैंने तो वही देखी है जो पॉपुलर हो जाती है, जो काफी फेमस हो जाती है, लेकिन
Like
रीमा दास की
harmless
देखी
type.
है.
रीमा
Like
दास
Bhaskar
एक है,
Bhaskar Hazarika and Reema Das.
एक
हाँ.
जानू बरुआ
Yeah.
करके तुम्हारे नेशनल अवार्ड
That
विनर
is,
है.
yeah.
Yeah, he's
वो भी
also,
एक
I've seen him. मतलब in places.
met him.
There is an archive here.
Okay.
There was I'm forgetting these names here. So the guy who started filmmaking in Northeast, he's an Agarwala. I'm forgetting his full name. Yeah, he's a Marwadi. And why are you laughing?
It's
And
okay.
he's very well respected and loved, and his films are there in an archive. You can go and watch it here. एंड यहाँ पे भी मतलब काफी कुछ होता है, लाइक देयर आर फिल्म फेस्टिवल्स and in general it's active, the scene is active, even like, so I have a studio right here, so there are lots of people who come to my studio who are filmmakers who whose movies have gone to film festivals and stuff. So I know कि it's almost as active as any other place, the indie film scene. But
Hmm.
पर
again
फिर
जैसे
भी एक सीन तो है कम से कम गुवाहाटी का, like enough,
go-
like Amis made a big hit last year, at least in
But are
indie
these
cricket,
films
even
are
Rima
these
Das's movies.
are these films famous like in those parts also? Because, for example, like
Hmm.
I don't imagine Achal Mishra's films to be popular in the Bhojpuri market, for example.
करेक्ट, वो
इस-
बिहार में वो
आ-
आई डोंट थिंक दरभंगा में भी उसकी
दरभंगा,
मूवी
हाँ,
इतनी फेमस है.
वहां पे वो
नहीं,
लोग,
जैसे
हाँ,
अनुराग कश्यप की गैंग्स ऑफ वासेपुर, डू यू थिंक इट्स फेमस इन वासेपुर?
बट वासेपुर इज डिफरेंट. आई थिंक वासेपुर इज स्टिल अ बिग बॉलीवुड मूवी एट द एंड ऑफ द डे. आई
Fair.
थिंक
So I don't think a lot of Assamese people have seen Amis. I don't think so. I don't have that kind of. मतलब at least I am looking for people who are like film watchers who are like यहाँ पे जिस तरीके का फिल्म क्लब्स एंड ऑल होता है वहाँ मुंबई में, शायद मैंने मिस कर लिया यहाँ पे.
तो
इत,
are there
तू शुरू करना उधर डिस्कॉन्टेंट असम फिल्म क्लब,
Assam chapter?
असम
असम
चैप्टर.
चैप्टर
हाँ
तो
But
स्क्रीनिंग्स करने पड़ेंगे फिर.
हाँ.
but are there cinema halls? Like, are there like proper
Bro,
spaces?
there were, I remember when I was a kid, there used to be a lot of single screens. There were no multiplexes for a long time. Single screens were here for a long time. Like,
Wait, when did the multiplexes start? Like, is it in your when you were like a teenager or something?
kind of, I think when school का जब end हो रहा, I think 2012 or something, the good 2011 12 के आसपास PVR and all came. One PVR नहीं आया था, Fun Cinema आया था यहाँ पे, and Cinemax आया था. अभी वो सब बंद हो चुका है, फन सिनेमा, सिनेमैक्स एंड वो सब नहीं है अब, पीवीआर और आइनॉक्स और वो सब आ
Yeah.
गया. तो उससे पहले ना देयर वर सिनेमा हॉल्स हियर, वेरी प्रिटी वंस, देयर एंड वन ऑफ देम, like most of the single screen theaters are shut, and I know the owner of the one who's the nearest, and
Oh,
they renovated and made it a event like place. They removed the, it's like a hall now
nice.
भाई
without the films, without the screening.
बैंक्वेट हॉल है, मतलब शादी
Yeah,
हॉल.
yeah, yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
As
But
you where movies are going in this country.
so I remember at least one screening I went like in recent memory जब कैप्टन अमेरिका सिविल वॉर निकला था. सिविल वॉर नहीं, the first one, कैप्टन अमेरिका पार्ट 1. ठीक है.
हाँ.
Hmm.
Fuck, am I forget? नहीं, कैप्टन
नहीं,
अमेरिका पार्ट
Civil
2.
War was the very popular one. Civil
Yeah,
War
yeah,
सिविल
was
yeah.
वॉर,
popular
जिसमें
everywhere. That is
स्पाइडरमैन आ
what,
जाता है.
हाँ, that is what made it like super. I
Yeah.
remember the shift from Marvel going from
Correct.
like a subculture to अभी यही movies
यही
है.
है, हाँ.
हाँ. No,
हाँ.
so sorry, I'm forgetting Captain America 2, which is
Correct.
based in current time, and it's the most popular one because it's by Russo brothers and it has all the action and
It's
shit,
Civil
right?
War. Civil
हाँ.
War.
Civil War is
अरे जो
2.
भी है भाई, तू
जो
स्टोरी
भी.
बता अपनी. हाँ.
तो यहाँ पे ना अनुराधा सिनेमा हॉल में लगी थी,
विंटर
एंड
सोल्जर, सॉरी. हाँ.
हाँ, विंटर सोल्जर इज
विंटर
द
सोल्जर.
सेकेंड वन. तो विंटर
Good.
सोल्जर देखने गया था मैं अनुराधा
करेक्ट.
सिनेमा हॉल में, एंड भीड़ लगी थी, ठीक है, फुल एकदम, लाइक I don't know how many, maybe more than 100, more than, like a single screen is full,
हाँ.
okay, almost like a, जैसे दबंग या वांटेड लगता है तो लोग पागलों की तरह जाते हैं ना, वैसे लगी थी. एंड द वे दे celebrated these movies up before the movie, generally PVR ये सब में ट्रेलर दिखाते हैं या कुछ दिखाते हैं, right? But in single theater here they used to have a folk dance performance, bihu dance here
Oh,
होता था.
nice.
Oh damn.
Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
it is cool. So it's like performance and very good performance. They would come in the hall के सामने ना, वो पर्दे के सामने स्टेज है, वहां पे आते थे और वो लोग डांस करते थे, बिहू डांस प्रॉपर फॉर अ गुड वाइल, एंड पीपल आर क्लैपिंग एंड लाइक having a good time there. It was really good. And then Captain America's Winter Soldier started, and for the first 5 minutes of Winter Soldier there is no dialogue, okay, it's only action. So you can't tell anything. So me and my friends, we were watching, and then after like 5 minutes, the first dialogue came and Captain America showed up, and it's like Hindi dub.
What the fuck? तो उधर
Yeah.
उधर ये अभी भी क्योंकि रिसेंटली भारत एंड आई वांटेड टू वॉच लीजोस न्यू फिल्म इन बॉम्बे, और उधर भी ये इशू हो रहा था दैट द सबटाइटल्स वर नॉट अवेलेबल एवरीवेयर, बट अपेरेंटली देन लेटर वी फाउंड
भाई
आउट
अवेलेबल है.
हाँ.
हाँ.
क्या हो रहा था बताओ, मतलब तुम
हाँ.
लोग जब देखने गए तो
नहीं
उसमें
गए.
नहीं
सबटाइटल
हमने
था?
कॉल करके पूछा क्योंकि नॉर्मली बुक माई शो पे दिखता है कि सबटाइटल है कि नहीं,
हाँ.
तो उसमें नहीं लिखा था, तो वी कॉल्ड द थिएटर एंड दे सेड कि नहीं है. but then somebody went and watched and they were like, "Ki hai." So
Sorry
very
guys, I'll
original.
get a refill. Just give me
Okay, good
10
on
seconds.
Bharat.
I'll
With
just get it. Aditya, start
Aditya.
talking. हिमांशु बातें कर, मैं आता हूँ.
अच्छा अच्छा.
ठीक है, I'll stay till Aditya.
Let Aditya come back.
Yeah.
with that, we have Mr. Pink has joined us saying hello.
Okay, he's here. Aditya,
Can
you
you
were...
see me now?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
ठीक है, I'll
हाँ
be
भाई
back.
तू ले आ अपना
हाँ
दोस्त.
जा. तब तक मैं भी पढ़ता हूँ थोड़ा.
नॉब पॉडकास्ट इज हियर. इंडो चाइना बॉर्डर पे काफी सिविल वॉर होती है. I mean, hard fact. Harsh Durgude has said you guys are underrated. भाई underrated नहीं होना हम लोग को. Please. I think always overrated is always better than underrated. I always want more than what we deserve. What do you think, Himanshu? Do you want more or less than what you deserve? More, na? I think more. So
I don't know what I deserve.
okay, nice one.
I think we are मुझे थोड़ा ऐसा लगता है कि we overestimate our
हाँ,
self a
abilities.
little bit. हाँ.
हमको हमारी शक्तियों पर ज्यादा ही भरोसा है. हाँ.
I am very happy, at least with this content. I'm very happy to
Correct.
just have a small.
हाँ, I think we deserve 24 people live.
हाँ ना.
I think sometimes it's not the algorithm. It is not any
It's us.
the effect. It is just you. It is just you deserve this, and it's fine. That's fair enough. Harkirat Singh has said NL meetup kaisa tha Aditya? What the fuck? Harkirat, firstly, were you there? If you were there, then you should have said hi. And if you were not there, that means you were fucking stalking me. Like, come on. But
News
yeah,
Laundry meetup में गए थे.
मैं मुंबई के न्यूज लॉन्ड्री मीटअप में गया था and I met another listener of ours over there, Karan Sharma or something like that, I think. I met him.
नाम तो कॉल आउट अच्छे
Sorry,
से दे
Karan.
दे.
भाई मैं करण याद रखा है ना, आज मैं बहुत पी लिया actually. Sorry. So yeah, I remember Karan. I met him over there. Harkirat, if you were there, or he might have seen me on Instagram. But yeah, I went to the news laundry meetup. Buddy, you were standing right next to Abhinandan in the pics they posted. That's also true. So yeah. Yeah, it was good. It was fun. Thanks, man.
Bhai, Aditya, you want to
हाँ.
tell everybody where we went today?
Oh fuck, Bharat, I think तू बता क्यों अभी तू ड्रिंक लेके आया तो you are in the right frame of mind.
So,
हिमांशु को भी नहीं पता हम लोग कहाँ गए थे by the way.
नहीं.
बताओ कहाँ गए थे.
हाँ.
So both of us, both Aditya and I are part of the SWA, which is the
Screenwriters Association, भाई यूनियन के मेंबर हैं हम.
वो लोग बताते कि अभी मिनिमम पैसा कितना लेना चाहिए
हाँ,
स्क्रिप्ट के
वो
लिए.
लोग बेसिकली हमारे लिए कॉन्ट्रैक्ट बनाते हैं, एक स्टॉक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट बनाते हैं, सो दैट कंपनीज डोंट फक अस ओवर. एंड देन व्हेन वी राइट फॉर प्रोडक्शन हाउसेस,
भाई.
they laugh at us and then we're like, okay.
Bro,
So then
किसी भी
go
प्रोडक्शन,
ahead,
this is the
process.
truth for anybody inside or outside the industry. The moment you sign a contract with a production company, any reputable, वो
हाँ.
उनके में एक clause होता है कि you will not be affiliated to any.
You will अगर कोई conflict
क्या
होता है,
बात कर रहे हो?
हाँ
वो
भाई.
हर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में होता है. If you
हर
are
एक में.
you can be
Union.
affiliated, but
you
अगर
can't
कोई
bring it up.
dispute होता है, you cannot bring them in the middle. You can't bring a union lawyer to like
भाई,
a
and
dispute.
I was talking to a
Yeah.
lawyer who represented a company, and he was like, भाई देख, हम बस वो लिख देते हैं जो हमें फेवर करेगा. We know that nobody will go to court.
By the way, this will not, मेरे को एक लॉयर ने बोला ये, this will never stand in court. My
Yeah.
lawyer literally, like my lawyer is also my friend, so he literally told me कि भाई तू साइन कर दे, अगर ये जज के सामने कभी भी गया,
कभी, हाँ.
it will never stand in
Stand.
कि तुम यूनियन पे नहीं जा सकते in your own industry.
Correct.
What the fuck? So
तो
yeah.
वो लोग कहते हैं कि हम लिख देते हैं सब,
हाँ.
but we know nobody will actually go to court. अगर
Exactly.
कोर्ट जाएंगे तो it will be on the merit of the case, not on the
Bharat,
fucking...
after, if at all we achieve a medium amount of success also in this industry, we should definitely go on an episode where we just talk about screenwriting scenes.
थोड़ा बताओ ना तुम लोग, एटलीस्ट ये
monetary
बताओ कि
wise.
इसमें क्या हुआ, ये SWA की मीटिंग में
हाँ, तो
क्या
आज
बोले?
का बता, आज का तो
आज
बता रहा
ना,
था, आज हम कहाँ गए थे? Because we
there
were
was-
members of it, so we were one of the people invited to that event.
So basically, all the 90s and 2000s films that you know, okay, name one, okay,
कोई
all
भी
of
फिल्म का
them,
नाम ले हिमांशु,
कोई भी
तू
फिल्म का नाम ले, तू चल बता हिमांशु, 2000s की तेरी फिल्म जो
या
तेरे को याद
90s,
रंग दे बसंती.
है. Okay, कोई और.
Okay, no, a worse movie, shittier movie.
थोड़ी बॉलीवुड मूवी.
Yeah.
बाजीगर.
हाँ, ठीक है.
हाँ.
बाजीगर, ठीक है. बाजीगर, धूम, भूल भुलैया, वेलकम, एनी ऑफ दूल्हे राजा, all of these films का lyricist is one guy. He's called
Sameer.
Sameer.
Yeah.
Lyrics by Sameer. तो
Sameer
today,
Anjan.
हाँ, Sameer Anjan. That's his given name to himself. So he basically uska commemoration tha, and he's alive. He's well and truly alive, and he was there,
He's
and
40 years in the industry. I guess he's
he's been
60 now because he must have started when he was
he was 20 or
something
something.
like that.
So
Yeah.
he's been in the industry for 40 years. He has the Guinness World Record for writing the most number of songs.
4,000.
4,000.
4,000 लिखे हैं.
Imagine any of your 90s, 2000s bangers, and chances are 9 out of 10 they're written by this dude. And clearly he's unjan to us. So
ये
he-
नाम ऐसा क्यों? Is like, is it his real name? No, na.
no, he's some Shukla.
So you guys met him.
No,
No,
we went to an event जहाँ पे वरुण ग्रोवर moderate कर रहा था, and we were there.
murder कर
moderate कर रहा.
Moderate
भाई क्या
कर
हो गया तेरे को?
म-
तो moderate कर रहा था वो session, and yeah, so Bharat and I were there, and then we were, I guess at some
within
point,
like within
yeah,
20 minutes we were like, bhai, we are
बस
in the wrong
हमारा
place.
हो गया. Because I realized I went there क्योंकि भरत और मैं कुछ काम कर रहे थे, हम लोग we were working on a project together, और इसने बोला कि मैं जा रहा हूँ, तू आएगा? बोला ठीक है मैं आता हूँ. I'm not even a big fan of any of the. I looked up his songs on the way, and I was like, ठीक है. I mean, I know the songs, but it's not like I'm a super.
तो मतलब
So yeah,
तुम लोग
that's where we
उसके
went today. Yeah.
तो हुआ क्या? They spoke about him.
It was a conversation, like
Between him and Varun Grover.
him and Varun Grover,
Yeah.
ठीक
and
है.
and within the first answer we left because
अच्छा.
क्योंकि that answer went on for, at the time of us leaving, it was going on for 30 minutes. So we were
25,
like,
30 minutes कम से कम.
we were
First
like,
time.
लंबा. तो people who go there really need to love him to go there, right?
Yeah,
It-
and
Yeah.
it looked like by the way, the people around, like, it was all screenwriters.
yeah,
Okay. I don't know if you should delve too much in this because I feel
थोड़ा सा
भाई
लग
मेरे
जाएगा.
आजू बाजू में लोग, मतलब एक अंकल थे, वो स्टॉक ट्रेनिंग कर रहे थे, ठीक है, थ्रू आउट द कॉन्वर्सेशन. थ्रू आउट जितना मैं 45 मिनट्स हम लोग 45 मिनट्स बैठे आई थिंक उधर, और वो
और
पूरे
मैं
time stock
SWA
training
की
कर रहे
भाई
थे.
4 लोगों ने मुझे मैसेज भी किया कि SW की स्टोरी में तू है क्या, क्योंकि उन्होंने मतलब उन्होंने डाल दिया, मेरी शक्ल डाल दी उन्होंने.
भरत, if anyone goes to Screenwriter Association Instagram page,
या
उनके स्टोरी में भरत आपको एकदम आगे दिखेगा कि ये समीर अंजान का सबसे बड़ा फैन है जो सुबह 4 बजे आके खड़ा है कि इसका मिस नहीं हो जाए ये इवेंट.
बट इवेंट वाज ओके,
हाँ.
आई मीन व्हाटएवर. एंड भाई ऐसे जगह पे जाके लगता है कि देयर इज नो ग्लैमर इन स्क्रीन राइटिंग, देयर इज नथिंग.
तो
तुम
भाई ग्लैमर मतलब क्या हुआ?
Zero.
मतलब भाई एक सेकंड, जब हम
हाँ.
लोग आए थे इंडस्ट्री में, एटलीस्ट आए, आई हैड लाइक अ वेरी रोमांटिक आइडिया ऑफ लाइक, हाँ यार राइटर हूं मैं,
यही गलती
स्ट्रगलर,
है.
झोला
हाँ,
लेके आया हूं मैं, मतलब ऐसा.
correct.
यू गो टू दीस प्लेसेस एंड यू रियलाइज लाइक दैट गोज अवे सो फास्ट ना.
भाई 2 मिनट में 2 मिनट में खत्म
2
है.
मिनट
हाँ.
खत्म. तुम अरे अच्छा
You know,
ये है.
before even college ended, I attended a Anjum Raja का screenwriting workshop, which was a 5-day workshop. I actually learned a lot.
पुणे फिल्म फेस्टिवल का ना?
नहीं, he does it a lot, so he does it
हाँ.
now. तो एक था जो बॉम्बे, मतलब वो बॉम्बे में ही था, and this was during one of our internships. So मतलब I attended it. It was during college,
हम्म.
and that is when I downloaded, like, my first time I downloaded, I think, the screenwriting software, and I sat down like writing properly screenplays. Or I learned a lot over there, but I'm telling you, like, over there were a lot of SWA members and a lot of older screenwriters, and it's just like a really sad place because people just have really sad stories because they're just waiting. किसी को 10 साल पहले बोला था कि ये स्क्रिप्ट आपकी लिखने वाला, मतलब आप लिखो अभी,
हाँ.
बस अभी बनेगी, एंड इट्स लाइक मैं रुका हुआ हूँ 12 साल से. इट्स जस्ट लाइक रियली सैड स्टोरीज दैट इज जस्ट डिमोटिवेटिंग. तो ग्लैमर तो भाई 2 मिनट में, इफ यू वांट टू बी अ स्क्रीन राइटर, तो 2 मिनट में खत्म होता है ग्लैमर
Hmm.
यहाँ से. तो
So yeah, that was
yeah.
the event, and I think Varun Grover was the sanest person in the room, I would say. But anyway, Himanshu stuck, by the way.
Himanshu is now stuck. Fun
भाई
time.
क्या कमेंट्स आ
Himanshu is
रहे हैं?
back. Himanshu is back. चलो good.
क्या कमेंट्स आ रहे हैं भाई?
Comments are काफी सारे. Not podcast once again. He's a really good singer. Came to my birthday once.
Who?
Which is,
Sameer.
I'm guessing Sameer or Varun Grover, one of them. Varun Grover is also a comic, so I'm gonna. I mean that उसके chances ज्यादा हैं with
भाई एक
Shashwat.
बार ना, एक SWA के I was at the SW Awards because I was nominated last
तू
year.
तेरा घर वापसी nominate हुआ था.
Sir,
Correct.
was nominated in
हाँ.
3 this things categories and lost
Correct.
in all. So
Wait, who won? Tell us that also.
have I told this on the podcast?
तूने
I
बोला
was
होगा,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying बता दे. पंचायत
भाई
जीता था ना?
नहीं नहीं, Rocket Boys. Okay, all
हाँ.
deserving fucking wins. Okay,
Yeah.
Rocket Boys won. ये Guilty Minds, which I have recommended twice already. Please watch that please watch that show. It's a great show. It won, and they were sitting right next to us. उनको podcast पे बुलाया भी था मैंने. They said yes also. Let's see. Anyway, तो they won. उस टाइम पे भी ना, Okay, I lost my chain of thought. कुछ तो बोलने वाला था
तू
मैं.
बोल रहा था अवार्ड्स, SWA अवार्ड्स का.
हाँ वहां पे sorry वहां पे ना स्वानंद किरकिरे आया था
हाँ
and he was nominated for best lyrics for Kala, and Kala के songs are very well known and all
हाँ
that.
राइट.
And he started singing ना, उसका high note थोड़ा सा बेसुरा था.
Oh shit.
And all of us as writers like
इसलिए बाबरा मन में सारा सारा
Hmm.
लो पिच
Low है.
वो है वॉइस है बाबरा मन में इसके लिए.
But I've also heard that Swanand Kirkire is a chiller apparently. We can
He
call
is. I've also heard some very random Swanand Kirkire stories. Like he's like
all
he's
good.
been around. All
Yeah.
good stuff. Matlab he's been, because he was there even in a lot of these people, even Piyush Mishra.
Yeah.
All these guys were always around in the periphery of the independent film movement 90s, 80s.
Dude, I've written for Piyush Mishra, by the way.
तो बता
Did
दे
you meet?
बता
Did
दे
you
कौन सा
meet
show.
him?
Yeah, I couldn't because I was really busy. I wasn't on set.
भरत बोल रहा है
भरत was
मैं
busy.
बिजी था, सर तो फ्री थे, मैं मेरा ही टाइम थोड़ा, मैं को पॉडकास्ट करना था बलराम के साथ उस दिन, तो वो
So
रह गया.
basically,
हाँ.
there's a show called Illegal, which he does.
जियो
And
पर है ना ये
He
show?
acts in it.
huh? Yeah, he acts in it. He acts in it. So season
हाँ.
3 जो आने वाला है, which will come at a fuck. I don't think I can say this, but okay.
मत बोल.
No, nothing. I don't even
हाँ.
know the date or whatever. But it's I have written for it. I wrote like 4 episodes of Illegal season 3, which he's acted in. And yeah, I hope
That's crazy. Wait, it's not out yet, right?
उसके 2 सीजन आ चुके हैं जियो
दो
सिनेमा
seasons आ
पर.
चुके हैं.
हाँ.
हाँ.
And this is season 3, na?
This season 3. I really like. I mean, I enjoy the first season. Second season is a downer, but third season hopefully.
Hopefully, because 4 of the
भरत,
episodes are
हमारी
here.
ऑडियंस है, क्या मस्त ऑडियंस हमारा. This is the 42 people, by the way. Hi guys. Also, Manu has asked you, Bharat, कितने पैसे मिले? Our audience is direct. There is no
Good.
like, wow, you wrote a show. Like, what is the
Nice.
process? भाई पैसे बता कितने मिले तेरे को?
तेरे
मत
को
तेरे
बोल,
घर में
हम
रोटी
बताएं लोगों को.
बन रही है ना?
नहीं अच्छे पैसे मिले. इलीगल के अच्छे पैसे मिले. जियो वाले
हाँ.
अच्छे पैसे देते हैं. जियो in my experience good fucking
You are an Ambani fan. You're not on the on
I
the Bharat
I
Jodo Nyaya Yatra things of
मुझे मैं politically
broad spectrum.
मैं कुछ नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, लेकिन मुझे लग they are good pay masters. I will say that.
Correct.
They're
Correct.
good pay masters. एक
हाँ.
सोच थी और एक सपना था और सपना हुआ साकार. Anyway.
भाई, I know what IPL team you're supporting this year. So Ambani over Adani any day, Harkirat has said. Okay.
अदानी
I think Ambani और Adani में लोगों को ये भी लगता है ना कि यार अब तो अंबानी अपने ऐसे लगते हैं. You know, मतलब it's like ये कौन आ गया नया, मतलब what is
Correct.
this change in our ecosystem?
Yeah.
No podcast is not a member. Gyan Singh has said shame.
Oh
So
my God.
Gyan Singh, no podcast, please become a paying member of this podcast. Mr. Pink,
एक
Ambani.
second, if Nob is commenting, then isn't he a member or something? ऐसा हमारा रूल है ना.
Subscriber.
सब्सक्राइबर. मैं
Oh.
लोगों को बोलता हूँ 3 मिनट अगर आपने सब्सक्राइब किया कम से कम तो आप वो बन सकते हो मेंबर, मतलब आप कमेंट कर सकते हो. काफी सस्ता. हमारा गेट कीपिंग भी बहुत सस्ती है. मतलब वो इट्स नॉट अ बैरियर, इट इज जस्ट लाइक दोज सेल्फ रोटेटिंग थिंग्स जो मेट्रो में होती है.
Yeah.
इट्स जस्ट दैट. इफ नोबडी इज वाचिंग यू कैन जस्ट वॉक इन आल्सो, कोई स्ट्रेस.
Nice.
क्या मूवी देखा यार तुम लोगों ने अभी रिसेंटली?
यार मैं कुछ भी नहीं देखा जेन्युइनली.
I saw Kalapani. I enjoyed it. It's
The
not a bad.
Netflix show.
Yeah, it's by Biswapati Sarkar, who you might know from TVF.
Yeah.
He's the writer. It's not a bad show. It's a little filmy and all of that. It has its trappings, but it's a good show. It's a decent watch. It's like
And
Lost
Ashutosh Gawariker acts in it, which is a
badly.
इंटरेस्टिंग. बट इट्स मैंने पहला एपिसोड देखा और उसमें उसका जो एंटी था, आई कैन सी व्हाट ही इज ट्राइंग टू डू. इट इज वेरी मच द सिंड्रोम ऑफ अ डायरेक्टर ट्राइंग टू एक्ट.
Correct.
You can tell from his face that this is a guy who doesn't think acting is very difficult. You know, it's somebody who thinks कि acting तो मतलब writing is harder, direction is harder, acting तो मैं ऐसे ही कर लूंगा. And it looks like he's not. It's like effortless acting, but not good effortless.
पर वो पॉइंट ये कि वो फर्स्ट एपिसोड में ठीक लगता है क्योंकि तुम पहली बार देख रहे हो उसको. वो हर बार सेम चीज करता है. And you can see that he's not done a. I really liked, in fact, Mona Singh and to Sukant, who's. I mean, I've worked with.
Sukant is damn good, dude. I'm very
Sukant is
happy.
damn good. I love Sukant
Always
in
look
everything he
forward to
does.
his. उसका दिवाकर बैनर्जी की जो शॉर्ट फिल्म में जो Ghost Stories, which was the only one I liked out of those 4. Out of those ghosts. याद है तुम लोग को the one with
Yeah.
Gulshan Devaiya also in it. So
I didn't mind Anurag Kashyap's, but I know people really had an opinion on that movie.
मैंने वो देखी ही नहीं, मैंने खाली दिवाकर
कौन
वाली,
सी,
बिकॉज
sorry?
सबने बोला खाली दिवाकर वाली देखी।
Sobita Dhulipala.
It's an interesting film. It's a little derivative. I didn't love it. Did you? What do you think, Himanshu?
I think the problem was with the editing and the color and the music. I think the technique, he basically dug a grave for that movie with the on the the post production stage. Like it was made to be unwatchable. I think it could have been very easily
Bro,
a
in that way, in that comparison, the Dibakar movie, which also had VFX and
Hmm.
had pretty significant post work on it, that same ghost story,
नहीं
the one
बट
with
काफी
Siddharth and
प्रैक्टिकल है यार दिवाकर का
practical effects also, but bhai usme fir bhi he's showing them like those stunts and those things. It still requires quite a bit, and I think it was a very interesting way to do it. I think even now, I think we have to go back to the basics when it comes to horror or thrillers. Like, जैसे remember how Saw changed the scene in the 90s? Matlab,
Hmm.
when that movie came out, people realized that horror could be done the old school way also, the small locations, high concept but smaller setting and all that. I think that needs to make a comeback, which I think that Divakar Banerjee also did. That if your idea is outlandish enough, even with practical effects, you can achieve it. वो काफी सही लगता
Yeah.
है, मेरे को तो काफी सही लगता है हॉरर में।
यार मुझे करण जौहर की घोस्ट स्टोरीज अच्छी लगी थी होल्ड हियर मी आउट इट्स अ कॉमेडी इट्स नॉट आई डोंट नो इफ यू गाइस रिमेंबर इट
वेट,
प्रॉपर्ली
किसकी? करण जौहर की?
एक बार याद दिलाएगा तो याद आ जाएगी।
सो
हाँ,
आई
मैंने
थिंक
देखी।
व्हाट्स हर नेम यार मृणाल is
मृणाल
that
ठाकुर।
is that yeah Munal Thakur I think she is there in it right if I'm not wrong
क्या एक बेसिक लाइन बताना।
basically the husband is talking to the grandmother but the grandmother is dead there's nobody there in the room and it's the
हाँ।
first day of the marriage and the entire movie is written like a good horror movie not a good like a bad horror movie but it's directed like it's acted like a comedy do you get me so
समझ गया।
I
it's
remember
I
like
get it.
the
Yeah.
genre bending of it it's a real genre bender
It's kind of
because
like the scary movie. Remember the scary movie?
ha
Yeah.
Bad
it
horror movie with comedy acting. So
yeah
that twists the genre in your head. Correct. Yeah.
yeah so I thought that it was the most entertaining of the lot because it I know hot take maybe hot take but mujhe at least I laughed at certain parts and I felt that out of all the other movies Zoya Akhtar का तो मुझे याद भी नहीं है
नहीं, जोया का मुझे याद है।
वो जानवी कपूर वाला ना
जानवी कपूर इज अ मेट्रन और समथिंग टू
करेक्ट, वो जो
ओल्ड
ओल्ड लेडी होती है और उसकी
वो
वो
व्हिच
मेरे
वाज
को
आई लाइक्ड
मुझे
इट।
बिल्कुल भी पसंद नहीं आई थी, बट
नहीं
एंड दैट इज इट्स क्रेजी, दैट इज द ओनली परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ जानवी कपूर आई हैव एक्चुअली वॉच्ड लाइक फुल, मतलब एज अ मूवी आई हैव नॉट सीन एनीथिंग दैट शी इज बीन इन एक्सेप्ट फॉर दैट शॉर्ट फिल्म, एंड आई डिड नॉट लाइक इट, मतलब एट ऑल।
आई एम वेरी प्राउड कि ये जानवी अनन्या एंड ऑल की मूवीज हम लोग नहीं देख रहे वी हैव
No, no, I'm
रिजेक्टेड
not. I'm not proud. I've seen Anya Pandey in quite a few movies, but like, it's just that it's never come up. I've never been. वैसे, what movies has Janvi Kapoor done? Firstly,
शी डिड बवाल लास्ट ईयर व्हिच वाज
which
apparently
was that Nazi movie? वो तो भाई मैं
yeah.
देखने ही नहीं वाला था.
What
Correct.
else? She did the Dhadak. She, I think, debuted with Dhadak.
या
Dhadak also I did not want to watch because I
Because of,
love Sairat and
yeah.
Nagaraj Manjule, तो मैं after taste नहीं खराब करने वाला था उसका.
I remember two movies. One of them was about how she got stuck in a fridge.
Yeah, and there was
हाँ,
another fighter plane one where she's like a fighter pilot.
Gunjan Saxena.
Gunjan
Huh.
Saxena.
That
Correct.
was
Apparently,
also,
that's the good one.
no,
Yeah.
it's not a good film, यार. It's not a good. It's a very mid film.
मतलब for her, like from
अबे
उसकी फिल्मोग्राफी के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं ना तो
Hmm.
I think out of her films that is the one which stands out. Like
But I
it's
do
a
remember something that she was good in. Let me just remember. I don't know.
viral बयानी. Viral.
But Ananya is apparently
भूपला
good in.
भूपला भी है ना एक.
Bhumpla.
हमेशा से
Ananya is apparently good in this recent one, right? The Zoya film.
खो गए हम कहाँ. That
खो
I
गए
watched
हम।
10 minutes of it, dude. I really couldn't. I was like, dude, the moment I started watching it, I'm like, ये मुझे हमारी कहानी, ये that movie was like हमारी कहानी ना. It was
Aryan.
like urban Indians working in like fucking creative spaces and like in the alternate digital industry. And I'm like, मुझे नहीं देखना है. मुझे मैं समझ गया शुरू में ही क्या बोलने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. I'm like, thank you.
But तूने पूरी नहीं देखी।
I'll read a Twitter thread. I don't
Hmm.
want to
I think
watch.
आज अब ना
हाँ.
movies about friendship and coming of age I don't think they can be made in a wholesome way anymore. Like a nice wholesome
Hmm.
movie about like
Why?
kids growing up. अब मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है बहुत ज्यादा कॉम्प्लिकेट हो चुका है. You can't ignore social media. You
I'll
can't
tell you
ignore internet.
one. नहीं, but मैं तेरे को बताता हूँ. My favorite rom-com actually is like a movie that is about sort of teenage romance and that stuff, which is Little Manhattan. It was a Sundance nominated movie back in the day, and it got quite popular also, but it was an indie movie to begin with, by some New York director only, and it's about this 12-year-old and two 12-year-olds who fall in love, kind of. This guy who falls in love
Oh,
with the girl. It's about puberty, kind
It's
of.
a very cute movie. Very,
It's a
very good
I've
movie.
very
not
cute
watched it, man.
movie. It has a very funny narration, Little Manhattan.
Manhattan.
And I think that is a good example of, because that movie uses the mid 2000s का जो zeitgeist था, उस time पर भी हम वही age के थे approximately. तो it captured that essence very well. We haven't seen a movie like that for this era, with social media and all of these things. I think
Oh,
Little Manhattan got it very well.
this is that dude from fucking Bridge of Terabithia, right?
Bridge to Terabithia वाला ही बंदा है, वो उसकी पहली मूवी थी.
Crazy, dude.
Yeah, very good movie.
Not
And
even heard of
this
it.
is directed by a husband and a wife. They were
Okay.
like, they made it together, and I think it was like, they were like Sundance stars that year. I think.
Crazy.
This
Crazy.
is some 2006-07 ऐसा कुछ तो.
Nice.
Uh,
भाई इससे याद आया, कोएन ब्रदर्स के ईथन की एक फिल्म आने वाली थी पिछले साल, 8-10 महीने पहले ट्रेलर आया था उसका.
Bottoms.
नो नो,
नहीं,
समथिंग
Bottoms.
डॉल्स. यार, आई एम गेटिंग अ कॉल, आई विल जस्ट बी बैक.
अरे.
काट बेंच.
भरत ने डिस्काउंटेड पॉडकास्ट को अपनी औकात दिखा दी. You know that meme ना, जो वैसे वो
हाँ
he
हाँ
does that. औकात shown to discontent podcast. पीयूष
अच्छा.
मिश्रा. तो मनु का कमेंट है, पीयूष मिश्रा called him. आधे घंटे में सर ने पकड़ लिया कि भाई क्या बोल रहा है तू.
वेट कर रहा है पीयूष
हाँ.
मिश्रा for भरत. भरत हमें टाइम दे रहा है तब से. So good of him.
Ayush Nirula has said Lijo Jose is the best Indian director working today. Miss Lovely Aligarh Mayu, the best in the last 10-15 years. बस से आपको पता नहीं है कि अलीगढ़ ना ही मिस लवली वर directed by Lijo. Okay.
हाँ.
Imayu with Lijo's film. Angamali Diaries with Lijo's film.
जलीकट्टू.
Jallikattu is Lijo's film. Nanpakal Nertu Mayakam, which was my favorite movie of 2023. But Ayush के दिमाग में कोई अलग ही movies Lijo की movies है.
I think there is another
Good stuff.
guy
Nice
whom.
one, Ayush.
No, so Miss Lovely and the other one is directed by whom? Yeah, I remember meeting that director. He came to our college. You remember him?
कौन?
Nawaz. Miss Lovely.
मिस लवली का डायरेक्टर इज आशिम आलूवालिया. He
हाँ.
वो लोग आए थे हमारे. This is a very fun story. 2014. That is when we were in first year or second year.
That story I know. It's a very good
तेरे
story.
को पता है
हाँ.
ना क्या हुआ था? सीन हो गया था उधर.
अरे so हाँ, I remember. Miss
Our
Lovely.
batchmate had asked a question which was not Miss Lovely. Sorry. I'm confusing movies.
कैलेंडर
D-Day के लिए
गर्ल्स
भी
का
आए
बात.
थे.
हाँ.
D-Day के लिए आए थे. इरफान
D-Day के
खान
लिए
आया
आए
था.
थे. कैलेंडर
हाँ.
गर्ल्स के लिए आए थे लोग.
कैलेंडर गर्ल्स के लिए भी
एक
प्रमोशन के लिए आए थे. ये सारे
मधुर
लोग आए थे हमारे
भंडारकर
कॉलेज में.
मधुर
Yeah.
भंडारकर came to our college for calendar girls का promotion with
हाँ.
4 girls. Okay.
Yeah.
And I just remember this so clearly. It's so such an interesting day. I think the girls were promoting the movie in a very different way everywhere. Like
Yeah.
it was understood that they were like going on stage and people were cheering, and I'm assuming that
I'll
they
tell you,
had met
I'll
with a
remind
lot
you
of
what it was. It was basically the girls were coming up and saying that it was a movie for sort of showing the evils of the modeling industry. Okay.
Mhm.
Calendar girls. But then when Madhur Bhandarkar was talking about it, and when they showed the trailer, it did not seem like it was about the evils of modeling industry.
I,
It seemed very random only.
but I'll tell you what it felt like. I'll tell you. I remember what happened. Initially,
भाई
they
एक
introduced every girl
सॉरी
by
मेरे
their
को
name.
ऑर्डर आया है. हरकीरत ने कुछ लिखा है. हरकीरत has said आदित्य सुपर चैट दी किसी ने, उसको शाउट आउट दे दो. तो
Oh,
मेरे को, मैं जाके ढूंढ रहा हूँ किसने दी भाई सुपर चैट. एक से. Oh fuck, Daman Sharma has given us 2.79 Canadian dollars.
damn.
Wow.
And he has said,
Thank you.
guys,
Thank
every
you.
week
ये beer
आ जा
आपने
करो
sponsor किया.
कितने. He said every week आ जाया करो कितने ही old podcast देखूं. So
That's
he
true. Yeah.
likes the
Even
podcast.
I keep saying this. Huh?
Yes,
We
thank
should
you
do
so
it.
much. Thank you so much, Daman. And
Yeah, man. Thank you so much.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
Nice.
Seriously. We'll be regular.
We'll
We
be.
have to, and we also actually क्या है ना, इस हफ्ते कोई अच्छी मूवी भी नहीं लगी.
I think we
Did you
got
guys?
into a very bad habit of tying our podcast into like big releases. तो हम लोग खाली
हाँ.
वो उनको shit on, मतलब we just came to like diss on them. I think we should do this also, everyone. every week.
This
Yeah, I
plus
think
थोड़ा पुराने फिल्मों का मतलब like the ones which we directors and their filmography and those we need to get back to those also.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Sriram Raghavan ka was a good one. It came with his we did a good one with it. And I just wanted to tell you guys I watched Ek Hasina Thi after that episode.
how was it?
And I think I agree with Aditya's take on the whole thing. कि movie अच्छी है, but then सैफ अली खान का जो चल रहा है ना साइड में
This is a fascinating comment क्योंकि मैंने लास्ट टाइम बोला था कि मैंने एक हसीना थी नहीं देखी है, मैंने देखी है एजेंट विनोद.
Oh,
So
right.
Himanshu has agreed with my opinion on a different Sriram Raghavan film, but he agrees with my opinion. So now I know what that movie is also going to be like.
But Himanshu, I told you
हाँ.
to watch Agent Vinod. What happened to that?
एजेंट विनोद देखने से पहले ना मैंने 2-3 और मूवीज डाउनलोड कर दी तो फिर मैं उन पे
वो
एंड आई
चालू
ऑल्सो हाँ वो चालू हो गया प्लस मैंने बेयर का सीजन 2 खत्म किया खत्म नहीं कर
ए,
पाया मैं खत्म
खत्म
नहीं
नहीं
कर पाया क्योंकि सीजन 1 वेंट बाय लाइक दिस ओके लाइक वन डे आई फिनिश सीजन 1 वन डे एक संडे सुबह से लाइक कपल ऑफ आवर्स सीजन 1 वाज ओवर
Season
season
2 is
2
heavy,
is
yeah.
it's impossible to end, yeah. It's like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah,
waiting
yeah,
for
yeah.
it to end. Season 7 episode 7 के बाद I left it. I said I can't watch
Episode
any of
7 is the family one, na?
the family shit is too bad, yeah. It's too मतलब
What do you mean bad? It's fucking crazy, dude. It's a great episode.
it's a great episode
But it's too
standalone.
heavy. It's too heavy.
It's not about the emotions. I think the
Okay.
problem is I liked the show when it was not about people's personal lives and it was more about
The
uh,
fucking restaurant.
the restaurant. Yeah, it was
Okay.
always like that. The season 1 is about the ambitions of characters, right?
Yeah.
And where they come
Yeah.
from and their limitations. I thought that was a good, way to like continue. And then season 2 is about how one character falls in love with some other new character, and how people are struggling with their
Yeah.
mental health issues. I felt like, ठीक है, I know you want like us to like the characters more, so you're kind of giving backstories and personal information. But हो सकता था it like कि it would have worked without. I think they could have not introduced the whole love angle and the backstory and the whole. I didn't need it.
Then you'll not like the end also because it goes harder into the same space that you didn't like.
सीजन 7 के एपिसोड 7 तक देखा मैंने 3 एपिसोड बाकी है मैंने छोड़ ही दिया आई कुडंट फिनिश
एक
इट
सेकंड, तुम लोग कौन से शो की बात कर
वही
रहे हो?
वही
द
आप
बेयर
we talk about the bear.
भाई मेरे से ना बेयर I
यार-
started it but I really couldn't see what all of y'all were clearly seeing on it, and I realized that I did not enjoy it, but मेरे को interest ही नहीं था genuinely, तो I was like चलो ठीक है कोई बात नहीं.
Yeah, it's a okay. I feel it follows a style which you either take to or you don't. And I was always on the side of liking it, but I could see कि हाँ यार ये शायद this won't work for everybody.
Correct.
And you are right, Himanshu, that it goes hard on the
family love
family,
emotions.
the background, yeah. Which if you like, you like. If you don't, you don't. Kind of a thing. I enjoyed it till I could, but season ender is a downer in my opinion. A lot of people loved it. I didn't like it. A lot of people on the group, by the way, loved the ending, the finale. But yeah, Aditya, if you
I'll just ask a question to the people who have seen it. भरत का भी ओपिनियन है मेरा भी अभी तक ओपिनियन फॉर्म हो चुका है बट इफ क्या देखना चाहिए एंड तक
The Bear.
सीजन 2
Yeah.
सीजन 2
देख ले मतलब see I would not
So a lot of people are already saying that the beef, Omkar and Harkirat have said that that beef is a better show in the same theme,
oh
which is
Okay.
also on Netflix, and this is on Hotstar, I think.
yeah, this one Hotstar.
Yeah.
I have yet to check out Beef.
Yeah, I've genuinely not been watching. I want some recommendations to like watch stuff because I've really not been watching anything new. मैं कुछ देख भी रहा हूँ तो पुराना ही देख रहा हूँ, and I've just been reading mostly. So I want fucking things to watch.
ब्रो बट एक हसीना थी के बारे में थोड़ा बोलना चाहता हूँ
हाँ
बोल
बता ना.
the film is pretty real, most of it. It's an interesting movie. It goes crazy, and it goes crazy well for like the 2/3 of the movie is very good. I feel the initial bit. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I won't spoil it for you.
I've seen
But suddenly, there's this one scene, okay, and it rests on Saif Ali Khan, okay, on this scene. Ek scene aata hai, and Saif is on the run, and he has to fight some goons. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
and the whole film is like realistic, right? And this scene comes and Saif starts doing judo and karate, and he starts hitting people with his palm like this, and they fly
Mm-hmm.
off. Like two people fly off when he starts hitting like that. And the whole film, I after that I couldn't watch the film normally. मुझे ऐसा लगा कि ये मूवी गई, ये एक्शन पे ना, लाइक इतनी अच्छी मूवी ना इतने फालतू चीजों की वजह से खत्म हो गई. It could have had a very lasting like impact on everybody. I think it could have done without him fighting. एक पूरा scene हटा दो
Mm.
and it'll stay, it'll work. एक Hasina is not a bad movie, and the ending climax is a very good climax. I
I think
loved the
yeah,
climax.
that's the most memorable part of the film also, the climax.
अच्छा,
Yeah.
एक दो चीजें हैं जिन पे I also want to talk about. One is Harkirat Singh has once again mentioned Monkey Man का trailer, which I also want to talk about. Before we get into that, Mr. Pink, where to start with Sriram Raghuvan's filmography? I think Johnny
Johnny
Gaddar for
Gaddar.
sure.
Johnny
Johnny
Gaddar.
Gaddar is the best. It is Sriram Raghuvan peak, so it's
Yeah,
best to start with the director's peak,
yeah.
always. So yeah, are you all Shashidhar Uma Neni has said, "Are you all in Discord? I'll join." We are not on Discord, although we maybe should make a Discord group at some
That's
point.
the
It should be
point.
fun. Um,
I think
but we have
WhatsApp
a
has a new feature for creating
for creating more
communities.
groups. Yeah, we might do that. So, Shashidhar, we are on WhatsApp. We have a closed discontent WhatsApp group where there are discussions pretty much all the time, and you can join that by becoming a YouTube paying member on the channel. So yeah, that's how you become a member. Harkirat, Mr. Pink, Donny. Okay, wait. Both show have similar theme of personal trauma. Omkar has said to the question uh, that what does beef and what do beef and the bear have in common? No podcast has said beef has nothing to do with food. Haha. So nice. Although I love a steak. Ayush has said Johnny Gaddar is better than Badlapur. Johnny Gaddar is for sure better than Badlapur.
No,
This is just a
no,
hard fact.
no,
This is a come on.
no,
Let's not get ridiculous now, Bharat. Come on.
no, no, no. They,
Wait,
see,
क्या बोला?
I
Johnny
have a,
Gaddar
Johnny
I
is
have
Gaddar
better
a,
is
than
better
Badlapur.
than Badlapur. Yeah.
on a stylistic, on a technical level, yes, you're right.
Yeah.
But I think this is my personal opinion, and
Huh.
I feel that Badlapur goes harder on a spiritual level. With
Fair
Johnny
enough.
Gaddar, Johnny Gaddar remains a very, very well done genre piece,
Hmm.
but Badlapur kind of transcends that for me when it
No, but
goes.
I'll tell you why I think overall a better film, because I feel like Badlapur still has a couple of false beats and Johnny Gaddar has zero false beats. Like there is not a single moment in Johnny Gaddar where I feel ki, what the fuck. But in
But
Badlapur there are a few moments where I'm like, chal bhai, theek hai, okay.
but okay,
No.
fair enough. But aren't there like they कई फिल्में ऐसी होती हैं जो perfect होती हैं that way, and
Hmm.
yet but there are films that are imperfect but they hit you a different way, right? Like it's not an objective thing कि हाँ हर चीज हर scene perfect है and have every beat is hitting you hard. My point is the
Huh.
sum what is that thing?
The sum total of things is whatever. वो वाला
Yeah,
thing. हाँ.
the sum is equal more than the equal whatever of all the parts.
It is
Yeah,
more than
Thank
the
you,
sum of
Bharat.
its parts.
yeah. मुझे
Whatever.
बदलापुर के साथ वो लगता है because it kind of hints at something more than
Okay,
हाँ,
but no podcast is said, do people live in Johnny Gaddar? Because people do live in
yeah,
Badlapur, of
that,
course.
yeah.
Okay. I'm just letting those who are not residents of Maharashtra know Badlapur is also a place.
There एक film release हुई थी
Amazing.
बदलापुर के साथ which is called Badlapur Boys.
Badlapur Boys.
Yeah, which is a sports film, nothing to do with
ये एक
Badlapur.
असली मूवी.
Yeah.
Hey, wasn't this the one, or was that खेले हम जी जान से जो अभिषेक बच्चन वाली थी, which was
नहीं नहीं
about,
नहीं वो अलग है वो
वो अलग है. हाँ.
that was about Chittagong. Chittagong is a film
चिटगोंग. और
with
उस टाइम पे चिटगोंग भी आई थी मूवी.
हाँ
Correct.
with
And that
Delzad.
is what, this is the crazy gossip wala piece. That is what caused the drama between Amitabh Bachchan and Amitabh Bachchan and Abhishek Bachchan.
Oh,
Yeah.
why?
Because
Chittagong
Chittagong was a fairly indie film featuring in the lead one of our best
Delzad.
friends, Delzad, from the industry. He's a wonderful actor and he's acted in our short films. He was the lead in Chittagong और उसने बोला था मेरे को, apparently Anurag Kashyap had stood with Chittagong and he had sort of openly said that that film is trying to stifle this film because they're
Oh,
on the same topic. So
and that
that
was by Ashutosh Gowarikar if I
that
remember
was, हाँ कुछ
correctly.
तो ऐसा था उसका सीन. तो काफी वो भी सीन्स हुए थे. Yeah, but that was a good, Chittagong was a good film. I thought.
Chittagong was good. I watched that. I've not
I-
watched Khele Hum
I
Bhi.
remember Delzad telling me that from that movie, or apparently a lot of the actors got this thing for Wasipur also. A lot of all those actors were in Wasipur.
All of them
Anuj
are there.
Rajpai, Nawazuddin Siddiqui, Rajkumar Rao. I
Oh.
think a few more were there who were in
Even the
large cast.
Jaideep
Jaideep Alawat.
Jaideep Alawat.
I think so.
Oh,
yeah.
Jaideep
they-
Alawat also. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all there.
So
All the
Chittagong mein
entire
jo
cast is
it
there.
came in 2010 or 11 or something like that.
I
Something.
think 11 आया था. It came after
but
Gangs.
it was shot much before this thing. I think.
हाँ.
वो काफी पहले shoot कर लिया था.
Hmm.
So
Any good films of the last year? कुछ और बात करना है. Did you guys remember Action Hero? I just remembered because of this guy, Jaideep Alawat.
I really liked Action
Loved
Hero.
it.
But that was
Fucking-
2022.
2022 था, I think.
Am I really fucking
ये
going
same
crazy?
conversation हमने last episode में भी किया था कि क्या कौन से साल में आया था और हमने
यार मतलब कोई अच्छी मूवी नहीं आई क्या इस साल? कोई अच्छी मूवी नहीं आई
मेरे
क्या?
हिसाब से
तो-
नान पकाल नेरतु मायकम एंड मतलब भाई क्या बेइज्जत करना है क्या अपने आप को पब्लिक में? किलर्स ऑफ द फ्लावर मून आई है, ओपेनहाइमर आई है.
मैं एक्चुअली
क्या
थोड़ा
क्या
I'm talking
क्या
a
क्या
little bit
नहीं
about
आया है? क्या चाहिए? क्या सर आपको चाहिए क्या लाइफ में?
Kennedy
Poor
अच्छी फिल्म थी,
चाहिए.
by the way.
पुअर थिंग मैं
Kennedy.
देखी नहीं है बट
यार निकली ही नहीं कैनेडी. सोचो
भाई
हाँ.
Kennedy
Kennedy
देख
निकली नहीं.
थी. बहुत अच्छी
हाँ.
फिल्म है. बहुत मतलब बहुत अच्छी नहीं, अच्छी फिल्म है. Let me temper your expectations. It's a good film.
यार
But
मैं
बाद में
genuinely
लोग
I
बोलेंगे.
could have that day I remember तू मामी में देखने गया था ना?
मामी में देखा था.
मैं जा सकता था उस दिन, फिर मैं बोला क्या कौन सा
भाई अब
तो
मुझे
क्या
लगता है कि
रीगल तक.
it was the best
हाँ.
decision of 2023 for me because अब कभी
Wow.
because of the contents of the film, I doubt it will come out.
That was Indira's Emergency for me. And when I found out Indira's
Indira's
Emergency is not
Emergency.
releasing, I was
Oh.
like, bhai, I'm very glad I got to watch this.
Indra's, it was a very good film यार.
हाँ,
Very
damn
fucking
good.
good
मतलब
film.
वहां पर मुझे अब तक लगता है कि इंडिया में एनिमेशन कोई किसी ने ढंग से आज तक किया ही नहीं है. मतलब nobody has gone hard on it. You know? And Indira's Emergency was that film. It just had exquisite animation. मतलब genuinely world class
This
animation.
is Vikramaditya
And
Motwani's movie, right?
Motwani's
Yeah.
movie.
एक बात
And it
बताओ.
was so good. Yeah.
Both Motwani and Kashyap's movies are not releasing.
Mhm. No, I mean they have not yet released.
Motwane's has been virtually been denied a release by Amazon. This
Really?
came in that article, bro. The Washington
Oh,
Post वाला जो
right,
आर्टिकल
right.
था उसमें दिवाकर की मूवी थी जो अटकी हुई है नेटफ्लिक्स के पास. Apparently Indira's Emergency also has some references to the whatever current disposition.
थोड़ा सा है.
तो
हाँ.
वो थोड़ा सा मतलब they would
But-
just say कि आज की WhatsApp यूनिवर्सिटी की तरह like
But
at
that's
that
not very
time
hard also.
But it's not a hard reference for sure. It's not like कि पूरा ही ऐसे बोल रहा है कि आज वही है. It's just genuinely just a story of the emergency. But वो भी थोड़ी अटकी
But
हुई.
कश्यप की जो फिल्म है ना, I am telling you guys, it's direct. It is as direct as as
And
it
it was screened at
Geo Mami.
Geo
It
Cinema.
was almost farcical.
हाँ.
When people
So
were
don't you
cheering,
think that's still मतलब don't you think he still got it if he can pull off something like this in such a venue? Don't you
I mean, I hope.
think
हिमांशु
that's
अटक गया.
crazy?
Yeah.
मतलब we have
हिमांशु का
on
जियो
him a
इंटरनेट
lot,
है.
right?
भाई तू अटक गया था.
अभी
सर ने
वापस आ
काट
गया.
दिया था तेरा था 2 मिनट के लिए कि भाई देख के जो भी बोल रहा है देख के बोल.
अभी भी अटका हुआ है
Okay.
भाई.
Anyway, but yeah, what did you like most about Kennedy? Okay, tell us that.
Like the best thing about Kennedy is its unflinching this thing about police brutality, and I think we've spoken about it.
हाँ हमने बात की थी.
हम
Yeah.
लोग in the era of propaganda and all of that,
भाई
it kind of brings back the perspective of कि भाई ये है, this is the reality of the cops in our country in this world, and this is it, and it pulls no punches, dude. It's like
dude, I think I genuinely think you need some kind of movies, back to some kind of movies where you bust a lot of the propaganda that is happening.
yeah,
Because people do buy it, you know that. Despite having experienced cops, and I'm not blaming cops. I'm not blaming cops कि तुम्हारी गलती है या जो भी, but it's just about कि to just show it a little honestly. The way it's shown in Bollywood right now is just कि भाई तुम तो भगवान ही हो. मतलब you are basically Captain America only, Captain India. You know, you are Captain India and you will save all of us from evil.
yeah.
So yeah, I think there needs to be some movie, and I hope that releases. Because even in the early 2000s, there used to be movies like Ab Tak Chappan or Shakir jo आई थी, जो basically virtually same movie, you know, with a little twist. So those who at least they had that propaganda, but they also spoke about uh
Or
that
even
from a slightly more objective lens.
even a little bit more mainstream. If you want to talk about
Yeah,
Ganga Jal,
correct.
Ganga Jal was very critical of the
आँख दिखाता है क्या, वो वाला था ना
आंख दिखाता है,
वो
हाँ.
scene. हाँ,
But
correct.
I think there was a different level of अभी आजकल थोड़ा there is a different level of I don't know what to say it,
हाँ,
but थोड़ा सा ज्यादा ही वो हो गया है. We
या
had a little bit of more freedom to kind of
नहीं
poke.
नहीं, अब तो देवता है, अब तो वो
हम्म,
देवता ही है, मतलब वो कोई उसमें कोई शंका नहीं
कोई
होनी
शंका
चाहिए.
नहीं है.
वो मिस्टर सिंघम ही है सब. आई लव हाउ सिंघम पार्ट 1 का होल पॉइंट वाज कि जयकांत चिकरे इज अ करप्ट पॉलिटिशियन.
हम्म,
Okay, and it was about the corruption of politicians, and the movie ends with, spoiler alert for Singham 1 if anyone cares, is he shoots him,
हम्म,
he kills him inside inside the police station. So
हम्म.
I'm just like कि ठीक है भाई, कर लो ना पार्ट 3 पार्ट, मतलब why has the plot shifted so drastically? Indian police force, Arnab Kundu has said, that's true. अब तो it
Yeah.
just become like full on. तुमने देखा क्या इंडियन पुलिस फोर्स बिल्कुल भी?
नहीं नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं देगा.
हिमांशु, तूने देखा?
नहीं नहीं,
चल
पागल है
fuck.
Yes.
But
आदि
what
भाई
I
99% चीजें तो मतलब अवॉइड करना ही पड़ता है भाई
Correct.
ऑनलाइन.
but what I like is that everywhere the show is getting panned. Like
Hmm,
even with these self-styled critics on YouTube,
correct.
it's getting like properly panned. So which is a good
तुझे क्या तो
thing.
भरत, आई नो दिस इज लाइक अपने ही इंडस्ट्री पर ये मारना कुल्हाड़ी, बट डू यू थिंक, व्हाट डू यू गाइस सी एज OTT streaming का future a little bit, because we see proper trend of going back to theaters, and OTTs are not, I don't think they're faring very well. I don't see anyone at least watching I don't know what the numbers are because they don't reveal the numbers, but uh, I don't know what the trends are like in terms of whether high budget OTTs are even worth it anymore.
No, they are.
People are watching them, you think?
Yeah, I think so. I
Hmm.
think it has to some extent replaced the Saas Bahu shit, at
But,
least
yes,
To
yes.
some level.
But
To
to
that's
some
what
some
level.
level.
but that's what I'm also seeing with the exception of Netflix and Prime in India. What's happening is that they're aiming for TV plus plus. Everybody we pitch anything to,
Bro, Jio Cinema, Jio TV,
Jio
बहुत
or हाँ,
सब चीज है ना उसमें, everything is there. You
correct.
just get a TV, Jio TV with a Jio connection, you get everything.
You get so they're kind of trying to take over the TV market. जो लोग टीवी देखते हैं वो क्या देखते हैं, वो they're watching like सास बहू or they're watching those kind of soap shows, right? Now what they're trying to do, and I know this because I have been offered a bunch of those kind of shows, which is like soap operas. That's the next big thing, and it's called in our lingo, it's called TV plus plus.
हाँ.
So a lot of
T
these people
plus
are
plus.
TV plus plus.
हाँ.
तो अभी 20 episode, 25 episode, 50 episode,
Right.
100 episode. I'm getting offers to kind of write that kind of shit. And I mean, no shade thrown to anybody, but I don't want to kind of do that.
Totally shade thrown on somebody. But anyway, हाँ, carry on.
So my point is, that's the future I feel. क्योंकि
हाँ.
जितने भी तुम्हारे फ्री वाले जियो वाले लोग हैं, who are currently watching सास बहू, they will now come to
भाई मनु तेरे पीछे ही पड़ चुका है, दूसरी बार पूछ
Per
रहा है
episode
पर
कितना?
एपिसोड कितना.
क्या
भाई
पर
पर
एपिसोड
एपिसोड
का
कितना?
2 लाख चलो.
2 lakh is actually, I'm
Good.
surprised you said the real amount. This is actually a real amount.
2 लाख
2
is a
lakh
good
per
amount.
2 lakh per episode. This is it's crazy that we're revealing this on like.
It's not
But
really
we should
crazy.
also.
I'll tell you why it's not so crazy because
But it is the standard.
SW की वेबसाइट पे ये स्टैंडर्ड है.
SW पर घंटा कोई मानता नहीं है.
कोई नहीं मानता,
But फिर भी
but
some places are good which do pay 2 and मतलब or somewhere close to 2 per
I
episode.
don't want to like
So yeah,
like put a bad name to everybody because I've been
Sure.
fucking paid fairly
for
to
sure.
some
Yeah.
extent. 2 lakh per episode is a good number to ask for
Yeah.
an established kind of
It's a
fucking.
decent. It's not. It's
Yeah.
definitely worth more whatever the fuck
Yeah.
you're doing, but it's a good baseline
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
But
तो
that includes all the fucking
भाई
revisions.
पब्लिक पागल हो गई. आयुष
2
ने
lakh!
2 लाख
Exclamation mark.
मुझे रख लो असिस्टेंट भाई, मैं शिफ्ट हो जाऊंगा क्या मुंबई? भाई मत आओ बॉम्बे
भाई
भाई.
2 लाख तुम्हें ना
भाई
6 महीने में मिलेंगे.
भाई
सॉरी,
ये बाय द वे, ये
लेट
जो
मी
2
सेट
लाख
द.
की जो बात कर रहे हैं ना, ये समझ तू 3 एपिसोड लिख रहा है एक शो में, तेरे को
हाँ.
6 लाख मिलेंगे. अब वो शो लिखने में 3 महीने लगे, 6 महीने लगे, 1 साल लगे, 2 साल लगे, तेरे को नहीं
भाई
मालूम. और
और
वो तेरे
उसका
को वो
तू ये
ब्रेकअप
सोच
मिलेगा।
भाई,
हाँ
2 लाख तब मिलेगा जब तुम 4 रिविजन्स करोगे, और वो चार
करेक्ट।
रिविजन्स हो गए 10 महीने में, तब मिलेगा।
भाई ऐसे ही रैंडमली मत आ जाना प्लीज,
मेरा
एक्सपेक्टिंग कि
रेंट
भाई
जो है ना, मेरी
ये हमने
सेविंग्स से आ रहा है।
हमें बहुत रैंडम सी पॉलिटिक्स खेल खेल के थोड़ा रैंडम चीजें कर करके ये रैंडम काम कर करके हमको ये मिला है थोड़ा सा अभी।
करेक्ट,
तो ये इट्स नॉट अ डिफॉल्ट स्टेट ऑफ
करेक्ट।
दिस थिंग। अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट की सीमा सीमा देखो रोहन कह रहा है।
सच
थैंक्स
में
फॉर
भाई।
रिवीलिंग डार्क ट्रूथ्स, मनु हैज सेड।
नहीं बट आई थिंक 2 लाख अच्छा नंबर है।
यार एक सेकंड, तू ये समझना, 2 लाख फॉर फॉर व्हाट ड्यूरेशन?
या
भोसड़ी के लिखने के लिए मिल रहा है तेरे को घर में बैठ के, ठीक है? तू
मैं मानता
चूती
हूँ,
है। तू बोल रहे कम पढ़ रहे हैं तेरे को।
नो नो
मेरे को
बट
कम
इट्स
नहीं पड़ रहा।
डेफिनेटली नॉट इनफ भाई। तू ओके वन सेकंड।
तू समझ नहीं रहा
तू
यार।
अगर तू एक शो लिख रहा है ठीक है, जिसका बजट होने वाला है 50 करोड़,
हम्म
you are fucking writing every dialogue of it, you are writing the whole thing, correct? So you
या
भाई,
या या
मैं कहता हूँ अगर तुम्हारे पास 75,000 का जॉब है ना, तो वो बेटर है इससे, इन
हाँ
टर्म्स
for
ऑफ
sure,
फाइनेंशियल वैल्यू,
for sure,
फाइनेंशियल,
मतलब
yeah,
मंथली तेरे को लग रहा है कि दैट इज
दैट इज
मोर
बेटर,
स्टेबल,
दैट इज
मोर
for
मोर
बेटर।
sure.
स्टेबल, यू गेट मोर मनी एट द एंड ऑफ 12 months, इन माई ओपिनियन।
Even if you have contracts that are of a higher value on
या
on paper, it is still better to have a regular job which pays you about 75-81 a month kind of.
हाँ, 75
Yeah.
तुम्हें मिल रहा है भाई, अच्छे से ले लो, तुम कमा लोगे, बम्बई में तुम सेटल हो जाओगे थोड़ा बहुत, बट ठीक है,
Hmm.
दैट इज बेटर।
आई
I mean,
थिंक
very real episode, our
if
realist
it was
episode here.
not, if we were not talking about writing,
हम्म
75 कम है, like in any other job, right?
मतलब
मतलब अगर लॉयर हो तो कम है।
नहीं,
हाँ
कम है, कम
हाँ
है।
for sure.
मैं कह रहा हूँ ये बेसिक है, ये बेस लेवल,
बेस
ये
लेवल,
बेस लेवल है।
मतलब इंडिया को देख के बोल रहे हैं
हाँ,
कि
इंडिया और बम्बई में भाई, तू तू जानता ही है कि व्हाट आर द रियल एस्टेट प्राइसेस ऑन ऑल ऑफ दैट शिट। 75
Yeah.
में तुम्हारा बचेगा बहन जो, मतलब 10-15 हजार
Hmm.
को मद्देनजर रखते हुए, वट एवर, ओके, ठीक है, टू रियल, टू रियल, हिटिंग टू क्लोज टू होम, ओके।
Too close, too close. Let's change topic to RGV. Fun stuff. Clickbait.
भाई खत्म
Uh,
करें, हो गया
किसी
मेरा।
ने कोई सेल्फ हेल्प बुक पढ़ी क्या रिसेंटली?
नहीं, वो वैभव मुंजाल पढ़ रहा है ना मेरे लिए, एनीवे।
उसने लिखा था, उसने he actually made a short defending self help books, which I found interesting. I was like,
यू फाउंड इट इंटरेस्टिंग, आदित्य?
I did because I'm like, at least you're, matlab, it's still not my wheelhouse, but you're defending something which I think is still a very this thing, but he stands by it, which I appreciate.
हम्म
ज्ञान सिंह बोल रहा है तभी प्रोड्यूसर्स अब 5-6 एपिसोड का सीजन बना रहे हैं 10 की जगह, विच इज एक्चुअली ट्रू, दैट इज अ रियल थिंग. I remember we were recently told that 6 episode series are more conducive.
या
Different people are shifting their numbers around to see. Uh,
आई
नहीं,
थिंक अ
बट
6
yeah.
एपिसोड सीरीज इज लिटरली अ मूवी, लाइक
इट काइंड ऑफ इज, इट काइंड ऑफ इज।
जस्ट एडिटेड, लाइक एडिटेड इन
नहीं,
अ
उसमें ना,
फॉर्मेट।
उसमें बुलशिट आ जाता है, जैसे हुक्स और ये वो, मतलब एवरी एपिसोड नीड्स टू हैव अ हुक एंड ऑल दैट, व्हिच यू डोंट हैव इन अ फिल्म, कि ओ एंड इट इन अ ट्विस्ट एंड ऑल दैट शिट, सो वो सब रहता है।
राइटिंग वाइज डिफरेंट है, बट ओवरऑल द नंबर ऑफ स्टोरी
या
आर्क्स एंड द
या
नंबर ऑफ characters you can introduce and then create some sort of a arc out of each character, वो तो
या
6 एपिसोड में उतना ही होगा जितना एक मूवी में होगा।
फेयर, या हाँ। बट इंडिया
Hmm.
में एवर सिंस आई थिंक सारा भाई, नोबडी हैज बीन एबल टू काइंड ऑफ, और भाभी जी वगैरह करके एक शो आता है
But
जो,
नहीं, हाँ, you're right. There's not been a successful comedy, good
देयर नॉट
comedy.
बीन अ सिटकॉम,
Like I really think like a Friends would work here,
बट
but
नॉट वर्क।
it's not made and nobody gives a fuck. What is wrong
तेरे
with
को पता है एक हेलो फ्रेंड्स करके उसका वो बना था रीमेक.
not the same shit, not the
हाँ.
exact, but the idea that it's not a Sas Bahu and it's not a detective and it's not a court and it's not a justice system wala. It's basically a bunch of friends having fun. I think that still that can work.
यार
I
सब
do,
लोग, मैंने कई
I
जगह,
remember remakes and all coming out and I
या
think they were good,
हाँ.
but they failed to some extent. Like
That was this Star One was experimenting for 2, मतलब उनको एक चैनल दे दिया था, आई थिंक किसी किसी को चैनल दे दिया था 2 साल के लिए, और उसने प्रोग्राम कर दिए सारे हॉलीवुड इंस्पायर्ड दैट स्टाइल ऑफ
हम्म
कॉमेडी. इवन सारा भाई आल्सो ऑन Star One.
या
So all of these shows came at that time. I remember. Those were
yeah,
those were always a little bit, remix भी उस पर आता था. It was all like slightly off it was like one step below OTTs, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
OTTs, but if they were made on TV, like अगर कोई class बनाता Netflix वाला जो show है, but on TV that was basically remix.
Yeah.
By the
Yeah.
way, people are dissing Vaibhav in the comments. Bharat, if you wanna clarify, we don't have a beef with this dude.
Not at all,
We're
dude.
just
Weber
kidding.
has only been
Yeah.
kind to us. He's been a
हाँ,
good. भाई हमारा शो आता था उसके चैनल पे. Come
हाँ,
on.
yeah.
क्या था
Please
उसका नाम? This Talks.
don't fucking go crazy on this
Yeah.
stuff. Please. Can writer strike for better pay be possible in India? Rohan मेरा का सवाल. No. No is the quick answer, quick and easy
Why
answer.
not though?
भाई नहीं हो सकता. नहीं हो सकता. I think it's too fucking it's too linked within the system for it to work out. Also over here, with the kind of system we have in Bombay, there is going to be no the SWA तेरा rent देगा क्या तेरे लिए? ये जितने भी
हाँ.
writers रहते
I
हैं.
don't think we're as organized as we
Yeah.
would like us to be. और
Correct.
कल को कोई स्ट्राइक करेगा तो शायद मैं भी मतलब I'm saying from a perspective of जिसको अपना घर चलाना है. कोई खड़ा नहीं होगा. I think. This
I
is
don't
the
think so.
sad truth.
Like basically for a writer strike you need like
भरत
that
बार
kind of
बार घर
भरत
चलाना है.
नहीं but genuinely it is a
भरत
thing.
भरत पैसे चाहिए तो बता यार तू.
देख बात सच है. बात
हाँ.
सच है. तो तुम लोग साले ठीक है खानदानी रईस लोग हो तुम.
हाँ.
नहीं चलो ठीक है. I'll take that.
No, but it's true. For a writer strike, you need like everyone to stop writing immediately and
नहीं
not
हो
submit
सकता
any
भाई.
scripts.
कोई
भाई तेरे को
चिंदी
तेरा
चोर होगा.
डायरेक्टर बोलेगा
हाँ.
कि भाई OTT वेट कर रहा है 2 हफ्ते के लिए, मैं उसको मना कर दूंगा तेरे लिए क्योंकि तू स्ट्राइक पर है. और
हाँ.
फिर भाई किसी में इतना दम नहीं है. इंडिया में तो कोई बोलेगा कि नहीं मत
नहीं
करो.
होगा भाई.
हाँ, घंटा
You
नहीं
will
होगा.
always find another
हाँ.
person who will be like, हाँ मैं लिखूंगा ना, छोड़ो ना.
Anyone, dude, there are भाई हम में से हमारे लाइव चैट पे अगर हम लोग अभी बोले हम लोग स्ट्राइक पे जा रहे हैं, इनमें से अगर किसी को भी हरामियों को पता चल गया कि हमारा कौन क्लाइंट है तो ये लोग ही चले जाएंगे वहां पर कि भाई हम लिख देते हैं हमने इनके सारे पॉडकास्ट देखे हुए, हमको इनके सारे रैंडम
Correct.
आइडिया पता है, हम लिख देंगे इसका. तो कुछ नहीं हो सकता भाई इधर.
वो नहीं है. वो उस
हाँ.
टाइप का ना सपोर्ट है ना ही कंसोलिडेशन है.
भारत ने स्ट्राइक किया तो आदित्य रिप्लेस कर देगा हर किरत. दिस इज आल्सो वेरी ट्रू.
ट्रू.
या
ट्रू
दर्शन.
है.
Okay, a lot of comment. How Malayali movies are so grassrooted, man. Can you guys discuss about that? क्या डिस्कस करें अभी उसमें?
पता नहीं मुझे लगता है मतलब I don't know. That's the answer.
I think
I was talking to Ejaz about this,
Mm-hmm.
and he was telling, I don't know if
Context to who Ejaz is.
Ejaz is a cinematographer. He works in Bombay. He's shot a lot of interesting stuff, including our short film Mach Raja, which is directed by Himanshu. So
He's
yeah.
a junior from college.
Yes.
तो यार उसने मुझे ऐसी आइडिया दे रहा था कि कौन सी इंडस्ट्री में उसने he's worked in most of the
South.
industries in the south.
Hmm.
So he was telling me about कि how it from outside it looks like something else, and they portray that they have it sorted, they write very well, and they make really they make better content, better shot, better written, but it's equally or more chaotic in their industry. Like the pay is worse or whatever. So he was talking about how it's even worse, or or hypocritical in certain parts of the different film industries.
But from the
So
output alone, it seems good, better, na? Doesn't it? Like the kind
yeah,
of at least
the
the kind of
end justifies the meat. If you want to go for that, then yeah, the movies that the other industries are making are definitely better than at least the Hindi film industry. उतना तो है. Hindi film industry तो कोई excuse ही नहीं है भाई. There is no excuse
also
to
I
Hindi
feel
film industry has so much money. Yeah, genuinely, they have no excuse to fuck over.
all मेरा एक
people
theory है
constantly.
जो कि
they are
can be-
stupidifying the people, man.
Yeah.
मेरा एक theory जो कि which can be completely false, but I feel Bollywood or Hindi film industry has kind of owned the aspirational market so much that regional लोगों को अपनी voice ढूंढने के लिए grassroots में जाना ही पड़ता है. They have to be relatable as opposed to aspirational. ये मेरा opinion है. Bollywood kind of owns all kind of कि oh this is the Raisi we want. That a Telugu film industry or a Tamil film, I don't know about Tamil as much, but Telugu and Malayalam film industry, they say कि अच्छा हमारे पास क्या unique है, which is our stories. And if you think about the Hindi language, क्या है? Like what is the base? What is our rootedness? There is no rootedness to Hindi language. Hindi language is spoken everywhere, right? So
there was only a rootedness to Bollywood
yeah.
in the pre-partition and immediately after post-partition time, when it was all mostly people who were refugees who were coming here and doing getting into the movie business. So it was Bengalis, it was Punjabis,
Punjabis, yeah.
Sindhis, a lot of those people
Yeah.
were getting into the movie business. So there was a very clear identity to it. Also because
Yeah.
it was based in Bombay, so the entire political atmosphere of the place, Bombay was a very major sort of communist stronghold actually, pre-Shiv Sena
Mm.
and stuff, in the
60s,
70s and
70s, yeah.
60s, 50s,
60s.
60s. So there was a big communist play because it was a laborer's city. It was full of mills. So there was a lot of that stuff, which also must have probably influenced the cinema made over here as well.
Mm.
Because all the angry young man, he was either a coolie or he used to work in a coal mine. Amitabh Bachchan, right? So there was a lot of that stuff. I think now it's just about, इसीलिए आज की जो movies हैं, जो भी बड़ी वाली movies बनती हैं normally, they're often about the upper bourgeoisie. It's
Yeah.
or like whether it's a Rocky or Rani or K3G or कुछ कुछ होता है, all of those string of Dilwale Dulhania, it's about the
एनिमल,
prosperous.
दिल धड़कने दो.
पता है इसका एक term है they're called puppies.
Oh.
Prosperous urban Punjabi yuppies.
Oh.
Yeah, this used to be
I
a
didn't
thing.
know this.
They were called puppies.
Okay.
So this is, yeah, so that is a thing. तो a lot of that culture अभी ऐसा हो गया कि अभी तो हम सीधा या तो हॉलीवुड से कॉपी कर रहे हैं या वी आर joining the bandwagon of whatever nationalization or more religious narratives and all of that. So I think that also makes a big contribution. There are lots of comments, dude. What the fuck?
I think Hindi film, as we know, is going to either die soon, or I don't know where it's gonna go, because very few actors are now dancing and
Dancing?
singing and doing the language of Hindi's film industry, na? It's getting like अब बैठ नहीं रहा 2024 में ना. अब ऐसा लग रहा है कि अभी रिसेंटली एक ट्रेलर या ये गाने निकले थे शाहिद कपूर के विद कृति सनोन एंड ऑल. You guys saw that thing? I know that the song is good. Maybe the film is good. I don't know.
This is that
But
AI movie, the trailer of that
Yeah.
AI movie.
तेरी
Why is
बातों
it?
में
उसका title क्या है?
तेरी बातों में ऐसा उलझा जिया.
But
yeah,
why
so
is that the title?
Because it's a Raghav Sachar song from old times, and it's like
But why? It's a movie based on AI. Just think of
It's no fucking clue. It's
it's such
stupid.
a random title for an AI movie.
Yeah. It's
This
the
is
opposite of
this is like
her.
Ex Machina or like Her, if it
Her
was
is a small.
unironically a comedy, you know?
Her इतना छोटा टाइटल था, उन्होंने कहा हम इसको बड़ा करेंगे.
भाई मुझे याद है उसके ट्रेलर में मैं देखा, उसमें वो बंदी बोलती, कृति सनोन ना उसमें, शी सेज क्या रोबोट इंसान नहीं होते, ऐसे कुछ तो बोलती है ना वो.
कि रोबोट की फीलिंग्स हम बुलशिट. हाँ यार,
भाई
ठीक है भाई.
बहुत ही अजीब.
But people will
Amazing.
watch it, I think.
Hey, one
Anyway.
second, we have to talk about Monkey Man's trailer. Dev Patel written, directed, and acted. What do you guys think of the trailer? Is it
do
a
you?
John
I
Wick
think
movie?
no. It's a John Wick movie, but मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि it's whenever people try to sell Indian culture outside, I don't know if I can digest it very properly, because if you guys remember all these, like when Coldplay did that music video with Beyonce, they shot it in India. I didn't know it was India for a long time. I knew I got it, but then I really had to forget my India to attach myself to that. And I feel like this trailer also has a bit of that. And a lot of these movies, na, even like I don't want to shit on Bendit like Beckham and all those movies. They're good films, but थोड़ा सा problem है उनको देखने में. Like the NRI movies are not
I get what. एक और आई थी
easy.
American Chai करके. I think there was another movie.
American Chai.
American Chai was another movie.
Mississippi Masala is, I
Mississippi
think,
Masala was a
So,
very good movie. I
African-
think.
it's a good film. हाँ, it's a good
And
film.
also the other one by Meera Nair only, which was Monsoon Wedding, was the best NRI
Yeah.
movie I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is, I think Monsoon Wedding I would like to claim as an Indian movie also. And
It
I
is.
consider it to be the best, one of the best Indian movies ever made.
Yeah.
For sure. Monsoon Wedding is a
Even
great film.
I will even say Salam Bombay is a great fucking film.
I'll agree to both of those, and I feel
हाँ.
like those two are exceptions rather than the norm.
हाँ, I think there is the very big thing जहाँ पर जैसे इसका वो शो आया था ना, which I was looking forward to, I think Meera Nair ka hi, which was the kiski book ka adaptation?
Suitable Boy, Vikram
Suitable
Seth.
Boy ka adaptation where they were all speaking in English. It
Hmm.
seemed very off. I think you need, if you want Indian actors to speak in English, you need very specific people who can pull that off,
Hmm.
who know how to speak in English in the acting and performance, which I think Nasruddin Shah knew very well. In that movie,
Irfan
Leon
knew.
Dubey knew very well.
But I have
All
a
of those things.
controversial kind
Which
of
also
hot take.
नौ पॉडकास्ट ने बोला है, देसी मुंह से इंग्लिश डायलॉग ऑफ लगते हैं, करेक्ट, तो वो
Correct.
उससे भी हाँ
मुझे मुझे स्लमडॉग बुरी नहीं लगी थी. I thought as a story it was interesting.
yeah
I know the problems with it. I know the way it kind of portrays India and all of that shit. बट मुझे ये भी लगता है कि जब लोग कहते हैं ना कि इंडिया को ऐसे गंदा क्यों दिखाया, भाई है, ये चीजें हैं,
हम्म
ये प्रॉब्लम है इंडिया में, भाई
हाँ मुझे
टट्टी है इंडिया.
स्लमडॉग से जब मेरे को याद है उस टाइम पर जब हम वी वर वेरी यंग एट दैट टाइम
या
when it had released, but I remember this whole narrative that I think Amitabh Bachchan had said something, or some people had said that it is showing India in a very negative light and poor. I'm like, भाई तू सर अपने जलसा के बंगले से थोड़ा ड्रोन उड़ा के देखो ना ऊपर से,
हाँ मतलब
तो जब भी आप
वो
देखोगे तभी
दैट
आपको
आउट
पता
ऑफ ऑल
लगेगा.
थिंग्स इज नॉट द
हाँ
प्रॉब्लम.
That,
करेक्ट.
and I think that's not so every time a foreign DOP comes and shoots India, na, they can't, I don't think there is any other way to shoot India. Like when you have a camera with you and you're supposed to make a movie here
हाँ
and
भाई.
you don't have context to what the country is, and you actually have an objective view. Like your view is objective, right? Because
या.
you just looking at frames and composition. You're not looking at and lighting. You're not looking at what you're showing or saying. You're just shooting what you have in front of you.
It's
या.
like, for example, हाँ
Then you'll end up with these frames. You'll
या.
not end up with anything else. You'll not end up with what anybody, all those good, the Bollywood films, you'll never end up with those frames. Those frames are made up frames, right? Composition, it's
भाई
made from
मेरा
scratch.
आर्गुमेंट है, इट इज लेस नॉट इंडिया देन संजय लीला
हम्म
बंसाली's ब्यूटीफुल fucking
करेक्ट.
frames. You know,
Agree. Agree.
उसका जो गंगूबाई में ब्रॉथल दिखाया है, that is more sanitized than how badly they have shown India. Come
Like,
on.
for example, when people criticize, the slum tourism and all of that, I
Hmm.
think, I mean, I get the criticism of it from a racism point of view, like how off it is for a white person to come to a fucking the poor country and come and see this. But from a purely sociological point of view, it will blow the mind of somebody in Australia or Canada or England or US कि भाई मैं ये सेम काम करता हूँ. Like over there, if you've ever traveled outside of India, and if you meet people who do like tradie jobs, right, which is like carpentry, or you're a plumber, or you're any of that, those people live like the same socioeconomic status that you and I live in India.
Hmm.
It is very similar. It is not too off, right?
Hmm.
In India, when they come to see कि भाई मैं अगर इंडिया में अगर कोई कारपेंटर उधर से आके इंडिया देखने आ रहा है, आई थिंक इट इज फैसिनेटिंग फॉर दैट गाय टू थिंक कि अगर मैं यहाँ पर कारपेंटर होता, आई वुड हैव टू लिव इन
मेरी.
अ this place where there are
Hmm.
so many people. So I think I understand it from that lens also why it is crazy to
Fascinating.
witness,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I to agree with you. So Monkey Man. Anyway, we were talking about Monkey Man. I think it's a very fun action movie. Did you guys read that thing that Netflix dropped it
Yes.
out of fear of getting cancelled by the Indian government?
Yeah.
कि Indian government गुस्सा हो जाएगी अगर हमें मूवी
अब
दिखाएंगे तो.
apparently 2 साल से बनी पड़ी है ना फिल्म.
And Jordan Peele rescued the movie.
Yeah.
So
क्या problem है?
तो Netflix owned this movie. This was
Hmm.
supposed to release on Netflix 2 साल पहले.
Hmm.
And after it was made, there are apparently because there are references to Hindu
Religion.
gods
Got it.
and religion, and also to Indian politics. So there was some Netflix India said they don't want to take the risk, and apparently it was shelved because of that. And then 2 साल से पड़ी हुई थी तो Jordan Peele ने बोला, fuck it, I'll buy it off you and I will release it.
And he's releasing it in theaters.
Hmm.
So it's not a direct to OTT kind of shit. You know?
अगर जॉर्डन पील कर रहा है तो the production house will release it in America and all over the world or wherever, right? That gives it a like you can't censor, like the Indian government can't say shit about it now.
About what?
Hmm.
About
I
Jordan
mean,
Peele,
if
because
there,
Jordan Peele owns it.
हाँ मतलब if
हाँ,
there
of
is a
course.
worldwide release, then
भाई
it
नेटफ्लिक्स में तो
stops.
इनकी इसके लिए फट गई है बिकॉज एक तो नए आईटी लॉज आ रहे हैं which according to which even discontent podcast is a broadcaster. You
Hmm.
get that, right? We are
अच्छा.
technically are soon, if those laws I think come into play, then we are also
We are all in
uh,
under it, huh?
we are all at the same level of, supposedly the same level of surveillance that a TV news channel or a TV channel is subject to.
Yeah.
The same rules of broadcasting. So now I said congrats guys. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you so much. तो ये तो वो है, तो आई थिंक इनकी इसके लिए फट गई थी बिकॉज भाई इन लोग ने तो, आई रिमेम्बर जब ये तांडव का सीन हुआ था, किसी और का सीन हुआ था, जब इन लोगों ने बोला था कि भाई ये लोग ऑलमोस्ट अरेस्ट करने वाले थे वो लोग के एम्प्लॉइज को,
भाई नहीं
Amazon के
नहीं
या किसी को, तो दे वर लाइक
Amazon
भाई जब भी हमारे एम्प्लॉइज को अरेस्ट कर लोगे तो भाई कंपनी कैसे, तुम कितना भी चला लो ग्लोबल कंपनी, बट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे तो भाई मुंबई पुलिस आ गई तो क्या करोगे तुम
correct.
दरवाजा। तो हाँ, एनीवन,
चलो भाई, call
हाँ,
it a night.
call it a night, good night. 47 47 viewers.
47.
It is
That's a
actually
lot.
crazy. We have managed to retain more people when we are talking about random nonsense.
Yeah.
When I think we should do
Right.
more of this, because
Yeah.
if we can do this and retain these many viewers, I would rather do this than talk about animal, you know. So I think, जो by the way
Yeah.
उसके बारे में मेरे को एक चीज बोलनी है, जब से OTT पर रिलीज हुई हो भाई इतने गालियां पड़ रहे हैं ना उसको न्यूट्रल ऑडियंसेस से,
हाँ
कि भाई ये चीज पर तुम
ये
लोग
इस पे तुम लोग क्या,
कंट्रोवर्सी चालू थी।
हाँ
तो हाँ, which was I think our point from day one, हिमांशु, कि it is a comedy,
मैं अब ना
unintentional
अब
comedy.
इतने दिन हो गए
Yeah.
एनिमल को देखे, अब मैं जो मुझे याद आ रहा है ना, मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि बहुत ही, इट wasn't even bad, it wasn't even good, it was a nothing movie. It had no reason to be like, I didn't even think कि मतलब वो जो misogynistic angle था, I know it's there, but like it's as misogynistic as any other movie. All Bollywood films are like that.
that's true actually.
It's very equal to any other film. It's a very basic movie. उसको कुछ नहीं, it's just like editing and थोड़ा बहुत वो सब है. It's like रणबीर कपूर है, maybe that's why it's popular,
हाँ.
but it has no other reason to be in the limelight.
By the way, एक चीज, Now podcast once again said, I went to RGV's house. It's called RGV's den. बाहर गुफा बनी है, he said. Which by the way, if you've seen the, अगर आप
Old.
कभी DN नगर या वो एरिया से अगर आप आ रहे हो तो आपको दिखेगा कंपनी का ऑफिस, बड़ा सा ऑफिस है बाहर, रिवॉल्वर शेप के वो प्रॉप वो सब बने हुए हैं।
अब उजड़ गया
Also,
है।
another reference, I think whenever Shashwat shows up to the podcast next, we have to ask him, because I found some podcast, some other random podcast where Shashwat had spoken about Sajid Khan, that he has worked with Sajid Khan once.
Oh,
So we must get to the bottom of that story whenever he shows up to the
definitely.
podcast next time. But yeah,
RJV, when
नहीं,
RJV shows
Sajid
up.
Khan, Sajid
Sajid
Khan के
Khan.
साथ उसने कुछ तो, so
Okay.
yeah, so we will find out that next time. Till then, okay, goodbye. Anyone wants to say anything before we leave for
No,
tonight?
that's all.
No recommendations.
No recommendations.
I'll recommend one thing.
चलो
Okay.
ठीक है, बोलो.
I have told it to you guys, and
हाँ.
I've been forcing you guys to watch the movie Holdovers, and I just saw it a couple of days back, and I think it's very, very good. And it's very heartwarming, very sweet, a little sad. But if you guys watch it, I would like to tell you that some similar incidences have happened with me. So I would want to talk about it at some point. That's why I've been asking you guys to watch it.
So let's do an episode ना, Aditya, we'll watch it because I think it's on the Oscar contender.
Holdovers nominate हुई है ना ऑस्कर्स के लिए.
5
हाँ.
ऑस्कर के लिए नॉमिनेट हुए
तो
भाई.
भाई,
एक काम
let's
करते
watch
हैं,
it.
let's
Let's
keep
watch
it
it.
realistic, our goals realistic. When the Oscars are going to screen, right? उस हफ्ते का जो podcast है, उस टाइम तक let's try to watch, not if not all, but as many as we can.
But
तो तब
we
कर
should
लेंगे
do,
उसका.
we can do a okay. I can talk about Alexander Payne a lot because I watched a bunch of his
ठीक है.
films and I
Okay.
loved. Anyway,
मैंने एक भी नहीं देखी इसके लिए मैं
अच्छी है उसकी फिल्म,
हाँ.
बुरी नहीं है.
Even I'll try to watch others of his movie. मतलब जो भी, let's watch some more movies of the year and of this director.
Yep.
Great.
ठीक है.
चलो.
ठीक है.
Okay.
चलो.
Thank you guys
Bye.
for
Bye
joining.
bye.
Subscribe, like the stream before leaving. 47 people, come on. And goodbye. Good night.